Hey everybody, welcome. Today we're going to talk about technology, new tech advancements that are coming to market, AI, blockchain technology, of course, and we're going to talk about wearable devices. And Terrance Howard, all that and more. Stay tuned.
So that was a recent statement that was in some controversy because it's a statement that means this year is probably going to be the craziest year in AI so far, and probably every year is going to be after that. But this one's pretty crazy. So you can see right here that someone is claiming that Dan Schulman, the former PayPal CEO, was regarding and talking about the impact of AI and stated that GPT-5 will be a freak out moment and that 80% of the jobs out there will be reduced 80% in scope. And this is a pretty bold claim with some pretty wide reaching implications for the entire industry. And whilst the clip doesn't actually state that GPT-5 will be a freak out moment, what I'm guessing happened is that he stated that and then he started recording this. So take a listen to this.
35% of their work will go away. And that, so think about that. That's gigantic. If you're already using Code Assist or Code Whisper with your developers right now, probably many people are, you're already seeing a 15 to 30.
Now, whilst this honestly was quite a terrible clip and it wasn't that great, I think that this clip does have a lot of merit because I do think that if GPT-5 is even as a fraction as people claim it to be, and when I say as people claim it to be, I'm currently regarding
Spring into savings this moving season with Pods.
current members of OpenAI, including Sam Altman and the VP of product. I'm not sure about his name, but I'll include a clip of him. I just can't remember off the top of my head. But they're basically stating that GPT-4 is absolutely useless. It's dumb. It's awful. And for someone who admires GPT-4 and for someone who uses it over the other state of the art models and uses it on a consistent basis, for someone to state that such an amazing tool is awful really means that our perception of what is great is going to be changed monumentally. Now, let's actually really analyze this clip, okay? GPT-5 is going to be a freak out moment. We've analyzed that, but 80% of the jobs out there will be reduced 80% in scope. Now, the thing you need to know is that not every job is related to AI, so this is a bit of an exaggeration, but this does probably impact the jobs that are on a computer. And I'm guessing that this is referring to agents, which we will dive into later. Now, there was also another rumor that I'd love to discuss. And whilst this might be a rumor, I don't think this is truly crazy. So there's a third hand rumor going on that Sam Altman thinks GPT 4.5 will automate 100 million jobs globally. Okay. And I'm going to break down this statement. Okay. So just bear with me because I know that there are some crazy rumors going on. But I think this was before the announcement of GPT-5, but I'm guessing that these were tech whisperers or tech whispers from what people heard Sam Altman has stated. So The statement discusses the prediction, and here's a critical analysis of the statement. So, the first thing that we have to think about is the magnitude of the impact. The prediction that GPT 4.5 could impact 100 million jobs globally does represent a significant impact, suggesting a transformative effect of this technology on the job market. And this number, which constitutes 3% of the roughly 3 billion global workforce, highlights the potential scale of disruption caused by advancements in artificial intelligence, which would be pretty crazy, okay? And the time frame for impact is actually quite conservative. The statement posts that 0.5% of jobs would be automated annually over 7 years, and this gradual implementation actually suggests a more manageable transition for the global economy compared to immediate large-scale job displacements and it allows for labor markets to adjust, for retraining programs to be implemented, and of course for potentially new job roles to emerge that are actually complementary to this technology. Now, here are some assumptions. The assumptions that 3% of all jobs can be automated may underestimate or overestimate the true capabilities of GPT-5. It actually assumes uniform applicability across various sectors, which might not account for significant differences in the complexity and automation readiness of jobs. And it based the capabilities attributed to a version, GPT 4.5 or GPT 5, which is hypothetical and not publicly described in detail. Therefore, the estimate might not fully align with the technological capabilities or limitations, although we do know that the labor market, if presented with a model that does address some of the inefficiencies of the previous ones, would certainly change. Now, the impact on the labor market is probably going to be negative. The negative impacts could involve job displacement, particularly in sectors that are highly susceptible to automation, and this could actually exacerbate inequalities if measures such as retraining or redistribution are not effectively and swiftly implemented. Now, this rumor, of course, it is a lack of credible source, and the statement is presented as a third-hand rumor without citing any reliable sources or evidence to support this claim. And of course, automating 100 million jobs globally would be an enormous, unprecedented impact for a single AI system. And of course, with this vague timeline, it means that this probably isn't going to happen. But it's still something that I do think to continue there because it's not something that I haven't seen just once. I've seen it a few times floating around the industry. And OpenAI actually also did do a research paper in which they actually spoke about the look at the labor market impact potential of large language models. And this was released in August 2022 or 2023, where they essentially investigate the potential impact of LLMs. And it's pretty fascinating. They state that, our findings reveal that around 80% of the US work.
Day trading attention means that you do not put anything on a pedestal. I have no romance to social, to Google, to Facebook, to TikTok, to myself, or anything I've done prior to my career. I care about today, right now, and what is overpriced and underpriced behavior to make the thing that I want to happen.
All that is happening is supply and demand. When Google AdWords came out, I bought the word wine on Google AdWords the day Google AdWords came out for 5 cents and owned it for 9.5 months before anybody bid me up. That's how you win. If you are targeting the 13 to 20-year-olds, I just want to clarify it for you right now. The only thing they give a crap about right now from storytelling platforms, the way I look at them, is Instagram, Snapchat, and Vine. Jerome Jarre, a very famous Viner, Snapchatter, Instagrammer, and I started an agency called Grape Story, a sister agency to VaynerMedia, all those characters, last May, where we represent the best talent in the emerging content platforms to do branded content and things of that nature. I actually think right this second, as I tape this show, Facebook is the best direct selling marketing platform in the world. We're literally gonna do a live QVC. I think retail, selling stuff on live is very real to me. I'm a big believer in it. Instagram is clearly going in the right direction. I'm fascinated by Musical.ly right now. It's a social network that's emerging. I think Musical.ly is absolutely, at least already in yik yak territory where it's like really got my attention. Snapchat's more fruitful than Facebook right now, video, for somebody that's up and coming. Even though Facebook video is a big platform, it's harder to break through that noise. It's supply and demand of attention, supply and demand of attention. I think influencer marketing is gonna have an incredible golden era of a decade. I think we're in the beginning of it, and I'm very fond of it. Organic reach of just posting on LinkedIn as if it was Facebook 9 years ago is at a level that I haven't seen since Facebook.
TikTok is in a place similar to all the platforms before it, where the attention is so underpriced on TikTok. As you know, there is no version of you getting 4 million followers on Instagram in a month starting tomorrow. TikTok is so unique right now. The right answer is at this second to massively triple down on TikTok. I want to start a social network that only lets you post once every 24 hours. That's the restriction. YouTube Shorts is incredibly interesting. Twitter has announced that they're going to make a much bigger play towards the creative. So, I would say 6 months ago, it was pot committed TikTok. I would argue that they're all going through the merit of the creative is the distribution now. And so all of that, and because the best of the best are so focused on TikTok, there might be even more arbitrage in YouTube Shorts or Facebook Reels and things of that nature. Facebook Reels, which are similar to TikToks and Instagram Reels, have exploded. Facebook dominates 50 to 70.
Attention. It is the only asset that everyone in here must chase to produce what they want.
The reason to be early is no different than the reason to be early in real estate. We're sitting here in Hudson Yards. We were here 4 years ago as a tenant. That was a better price per square foot than it is now because this is all built out. That's how I think about the end consumer's awareness. Organic reach on Facebook 6 years ago when I was screaming at the top of my lungs was remarkably low, and that really helps small businesses. As larger businesses come in and start spending ad money, the cost of getting into the stream goes up. It's like everything else. Super Bowl used to cost a lot less when a lot less people watched it. Day trading attention isn't about predicting what's next. It's about staying on the pulse of where people's eyes and ears are today and marketing for the now, wherever that happens to be. The biggest misstep that I see from everybody is they're obsessed with yesterday. They're curious and willing for tomorrow, but they're missing the mark today. In 2042, I'm gonna stand right here and be like, you fucking idiots still do social media? I mean it. Day trading attention means that you do not put anything on a pedestal. I have no romance to social, to Google, to Facebook, to TikTok, to myself, or anything I've done prior to my career. I care about today, right now, and what is overpriced and underpriced behavior to make the thing that I want to happen, happen. Period.
Let me show you how we do stuff around here.
Actually, my department uses Monday.com, so I'm good.
The work management tool? No, that's not for me.
Well, Monday.com is all about flexibility, so you can make it your own. You could choose pre-built layouts for anything or build your own workflow. You just open a board, you choose the columns you need, you can move them around or filter by what's most important for you. That way you're not always chasing your work, you perfect your process.
I gotta show this to Ted. Hey, Ted! He's remote until Wednesday.
No problem. We just tag Ted on Monday, write an update, and there you go.
Okay, so how do I use it?
You just go to Monday.com and you can see all your work. You can get a broad view of everything you do or celebrate a small win. It's actually kind of fun.
Okay, so how does one sign up? I'm just asking for Ted.
Just go to Monday.com and start your free trial today.
Force could have at least 10% of their work tasks affected by the introduction of LLMs, while approximately 19% of workers may see at least 50% of their tasks impacted. And they state that we do not make predictions about the development or adoption timeline of such LLMs, and this spans all wage levels, with high income jobs potentially facing greater exposure to LLM capabilities and LLM powered software. And you can see here that it says that we conclude that LLMs such as GPTs exhibit traits of general purpose technologies, indicating that they could have considerable economic, social, and policy implications, meaning that we are about to enter a paradigm where every single AI release could potentially impact the entire labor market in a way which requires different policies to be made, different social implications, and of course, the labor market fundamentally changing. So there are definitely some crazy statistics here that I think, whilst yes, they are conservative for the paper, maybe at the time of writing them, they didn't take into account some of the things like GPT-5 and just how good that system would be, because it was only recently after the system finished training that we did get clips from Sam Altman stating just how crazy the comparison is between GPT-4 to GPT-5. Now, in addition, Sam Altman did say that jobs are definitely going away full stop. You can see here that Altman was blunt about AI's impact on employment. Jobs are definitely going away full stop. He does note we'll often replace these jobs with new, better ones. But says Rota, we're being unrealistic if we pretend this isn't going to affect things. He says the probability is greater than ever that we'll see a massive impact on jobs in the next 2 to 3 years. So 2025, 2026, when GPT-5 and GPT-6 are here, that's when we're truly going to see massive changes in the labor market due to the upskilling, the reskilling, the retraining, and of course the changes in terms of job demands and job placements. So, of course, he says what to do about it. It's time to stop ignoring AI's possible impact on employment. We're already concerned about AI's potential power, yet it's still very early. And to date, AI models have largely been trained on text, and they are now quickly learning from other types of multimodal media like code, images, videos, audio, and more. And this will very likely rapidly result in significantly more powerful and capable AI systems. So, overall, Sam Altman clearly has already stated here, even if you don't believe the fact that, he said that GPT-5 or GPT 4.5, and we do know now that it's GPT-5, is going to automate 100 million jobs globally. We do know, okay, that Sam Altman has said that jobs are definitely going to go away, full stop. So it's important to understand that that takeaway is there. Now, if you're wondering how is this all going to change, basically, OpenAI has shifted their focus. OpenAI has shifted their battleground to software that operates on devices. Essentially, OpenAI are basically just trying to focus on agents. And this is because when we saw the Devon demo, we all realized how crazy it would be if this was something that was actually effective, something that actually worked, and not just a 13.86% in terms of the SWE bench, but imagine it got to 100%. How would that fundamentally change things if it could really do any software engineering tasks through browsing and like any task that a standard software engineer could do? Now, the thing about agents is, and I think people did really forget this, because even if you think GPT-5 won't cause a freak out moment, change is coming. I think the next release will be the most impactful release ever, and I'm not just stating that. Don't take it from me. Take a look at this. So it says OpenAI's plans for an agent that takes power over people's computers will require the user's permission to work. To operate in a personalized fashion and respond quickly the way Apple Siri does on the iPhone, the prospective OpenAI computer using agent may need to be partly stored on the user's devices. The company may also need to get permission from users to train the software on personal data, such as individuals' emails and contacts, as well as information stored in business apps like Word and Google Docs. That isn't the interesting part. The interesting part is on this slide. So this is where we have a statement from someone that works at OpenAI. OpenAI's vice president of product remarked on Twitter that the product Newhouse described will change everything. So you can see here that this is going to be the future of AI models, and this is basically GPT-5. So this is from a secret presentation. Do apologize if you've never seen this before, but this is pretty crazy. So we've
There's nothing more powerful than you making your thing happen, really going for it, doing business on your terms, giving it your all, making a difference, and loving what you do. Every single day, feeling fearless, fulfilled, free. When there's nothing holding you back, what would your thing be?
got 1, multimodality, 2, reasoning, 3, personalization, 4, reliability, and number 5 being AI agents. And the reason this is so crazy is because I think agents is being left for GPT-6, because I'm sure when I checked the trademark GPT-6 and GPT-7, you could see that there were artificial intelligence agents. So I don't think we're going to get agents yet. But I think if we take a look at the fact that multimodality means that we're getting an AI system able to handle many different forms of content like images and video. And I think right now OpenAI are working on scaling up their video technology, because Google Gemini, they really did make some breakthroughs in terms of how much video they can analyze. So I'm guessing that they want their systems to be state of the art. That might be a bit of the reason for the delay. and of course the reasoning. I think this is out of all of these, I think the reasoning is probably going to be the biggest thing, because it means that these AI systems are going to be a lot smarter. And if these AI systems are a lot smarter, it means that they do have a lot of bigger applications, because it then means that they're going to be in newer industries where they weren't before, which means that we're going to see more widespread adoption. And I think reasoning and personalization and reliability, personalization for the average person, because you use it on a day-to-day basis, you want to have the AI system to know exactly what you do on a day-to-day basis. But I think the reliability and the reasoning are probably going to be two of the most important things, because reliability is something that if you're working with a giant company at scale, you don't want your AI system to get a few figures wrong. You don't want it to recall an incorrect value, because you can lose money. And of course, you want it to be smart enough to be able to reason and of course correct itself and be able to
Security is
be
going to
100%
supersede.
accurate. So I
Security is
think,
going to supersede
like
that.
they've stated, this next frontier with all of these capabilities, right here that we're all seeing, this is truly, truly going to change everything. And I think that's why maybe he referred to it as a freak out moment, because a lot of people just think that with GPT-5, text is going to get better, text is going to get longer, it's probably going to get faster. But everything changes once you have multimodality, reasoning, personalization, and reliability, because I think that's when we truly, truly see just how crazy these models are. And the fact that they've said that these models are dumb, I mean, we're truly about to see the comparison from GPT-5 to GPT-4. So with that being said, now, in a world of all this disruption from artificial intelligence, you actually do need to be doing some kind of preparation. That's why I have my private AGI readiness community, where you can get exclusive.
Security is going to trump all of that. But are we going to see new innovations? Of course. That's what happens in every new industry. You're going to see the industry regulations change, how activities conducted on that industry changes. All of those things change once you have new technology introduced into a market, unless it's, a new market. But a pre-existing market, yeah, you're definitely going to see all types of stuff. So, try to give me other video. Hold on one moment for me so we can keep going, because I was in my other community the other day and we were talking about wearables, and I realized I really hadn't shared that with you guys. So I just wanted to make sure to keep that equal and fair and show you a little bit of what the Scary Cherry has found for us. Okay. Well, no one's here, so here, I'm about to.
It's a weird time for technology right now, but then again, when is it not? Every decade, there's a technological leap that makes the recent past look like ye old days of cavemen, and we're not even done yet. The future is coming, and it will usurp everything, not necessarily in a good way. These are 20 emerging technologies that will change our world. Number 20. Mojo Vision Prototype. First up, we have some sort of Terminator-style augmented reality contact lenses. These smart contacts are the creation of a company called Mojo Vision. They claim that this is the next milestone in wearable technology, somewhere between smartphone and augmented humans. It is a new stage in virtual reality. Most of us are familiar with virtual reality in one way or another, either through its depiction in films or its increasing use in video games, and even on theme park rides. Virtual reality is here already, but the real potential for its use is yet to be discovered. Since the 1930s, people have been imagining a world where virtual reality exists, and then in the
And then Terrance Howard gave it to them.
1960s, the beginnings of the technology as we understand it today were beginning to take shape. There were novelty machines which incorporated
Beginning to take shape, but you see there's not a specific attribution to it, like who was the actual creator who created whatever package or bundle or patent or whatever it was that allowed us to go and cite and develop these technologies. That would be Terrance Howard. Yeah.
different sensory experiences for the user, including smells and sounds to enhance the reality, but these were mostly confined to amusement arcade-style machines. Virtual reality headsets that are available to consumers in the present use some sort of gesture-based technology with their experience. The wearer has all vision blocked out by the headset, and what they can see is replaced by images that augment a different reality. Their view adjusts as they move their head, giving the impression that their line of sight is real. These immersive pieces of tech have been adapted for different sorts of gameplay and to build virtual realities for many human experiences. These contact lenses go a step further and have the potential to remove the need for headsets, as the visual aspect can be applied directly to the user's eye and incorporates hardware features and technologies that are embedded into the lens itself. This provides the user with eye tracking, display, and communications, all accessible in their eye at any given time. The initial purpose for these lenses is to provide additional sight for the partially blind. The plan is to develop the product as a device for people with low vision, augmenting and enhancing their environment while
What's actually causing you to have balloons?
Well, I will attempt to come back later when there's a little bit more people around. I'll tell you that. Enjoy your day, guys.